There's no position already. Oh, okay. You want to take a bus? guess so, yeah. Good evening, Union siblings. Welcome to Labor Notes. Let's give it up for our band. Let's give it up for our puppets. Let's give it up for the tapestries. Let's give it up for everybody who made it here. Yeah. So I'm Barbara Mataloni. I am currently on staff at Labor Notes, and delighted to be able to welcome you to the Labor Notes Conference this year. I said I was like to give it up for those of you who made it here. A lot of you have taken long journeys to get here today. Some of you knew you were going to take a long journey. You came from Germany or you came from Japan. Some of you discovered that you were taking a long journey when you got to the airport and your flights were canceled and you had to wander around domestically for a little while. But we're glad you all made it. So just I want to get a sense of who's in the room. Raise your hand if this is your first Labor Notes conference. All right. Raise your hand if you're one of our international participants. Give it up. Yeah, yeah. Raise your hand if your flight was delayed or canceled. Yeah, all right. Raise your hand if your flight was delayed or canceled and you had to drive. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Raise your hand if you took a train. Yeah, here's for public transportation, and let's tax the rich to pay for it, right? Yeah, yeah. Got it. All right, absolutely. And we have lots of ways we can learn about how to do that in the conference this year. All right, but the weather that complicated the travel for so many of you is perhaps like too apt an analogy for the moment that we currently occupy. We live in deeply tumultuous and dangerous times. Workers everywhere are facing brutal conditions and assaults, from ongoing attacks on our immigrant siblings and violent police responses against those who would defend them, to the continued brutality against Palestinians, now joined by the war in Lebanon and the madness of the war on Iran, to cuts in basic public services and the services that our federal workers provide, the cuts on their jobs and their union protections, cities and states pushing austerity, with public schools and colleges struggling and facing actual potential dissolution. All as the rich steal more and more of the wealth we produce. Elon Musk today became a trillionaire. And that's all on the backs of working people. As someone said recently, and I don't have the exact quote because there's actually a quote that was given to me from someone else who heard it, Trumpian fascism is the management style of contemporary capitalism. But still, here we are. Workers coming together to fight the boss and the fascism in our streets and in our workplaces. Machinists from St. Louis. Yeah. Nurses from Quebec, meatpacking workers in Greeley, Colorado, who all struck big and won. Workers from Mexico fighting to build democratic unions. Educators protecting and defending students and communities from ICE. And back to something y'all noted earlier, union members who led and won campaigns to tax the rich and take our money back. So we're here to learn from each other how to organize, strategize, fight collectively, and win. But I have to say, I'm moved at every Labor Notes conference by the profound spirit of solidarity and radical respect that we create together. From the volunteers running chart paper to the facilitators and panelists giving their time and sharing their knowledge, to the conversations you see in the lobby when you're walking past, and the questions and ideas from the floor of workshops. It reminds me that the very act of coming together, sharing our knowledge, nurturing relationships, and acting toward the world we want, we're not simply resisting. We are creating the world that bosses and capital deny us or try to deny us. Knowing ourselves as fully human, and to create, and to quote our book, Democracy is Power, understanding that working people are fit to run our own affairs. We're doing it here, we're going to do it now, we're going to do this weekend in Chicago, and we're going to take it beyond that. So let's spend the weekend building that world. So now I just want to review a few protocols. First, with such a large gathering, please be mindful of how we share the space. In workshop rooms, please keep the door and taped path clear. Make sure there's enough room so that people using wheelchairs and mobility aids can get through. Also share priority seating. Some participants may need to sit near the exit, the front of the room, or near a language interpreter. We are providing language interpretation for this and some other sessions. And for those of you in the audience, that whispering you hear might be an interpreter. For those of you speaking, one last reminder to speak slowly for the sake of our interpreters. And I am going to invite Joanna Parker to come up, who is one of our interpreters. Where is Joanna? Right behind me. Invite her to come to the mic and say a few words about interpretation.
Labor Notes knows that there is no justice without language justice. And this weekend, we have 38 interpreters interpreting into 8 languages. I have a brief announcement for the Spanish listeners in the audience, but I'll say it in English as well, which is for Spanish, in this session, you want to be on channel 50 on your equipment, and make sure to turn it in at the back of the room at the end of the session. That's for Spanish only. Other languages, don't worry about it. I'm saying this in English in case you've got neighbors who are using Spanish interpretation. Para los que utilizan la interpretación al español, para esta sesión estamos en el canal 50. Para cambiar el canal, hagan clic en el icono del candado o donde dice lock, hasta que desaparezca el icono, cambien el canal con las flechas y otra vez lock. Por favor, al final de la sesión, entreguen el equipo al fondo de la sala. Ahí están nuestros compañeros, tienen la maleta de la interpretación. Gracias.
Thank you, Joanna, and thank you. Let's give it up for our 38 interpreters that are working so hard this weekend. Okay, I have some important announcements regarding safety measures. We have roughly 4,000 of us gathered together at a time when our immigrant siblings are being targeted by a freshly empowered police state. We recognize the risks inherent in gathering during this political moment in the United States, and we've put some measures in place, together with groups familiar with emergency response, to help us prepare for any unexpected disruptions. We will need your help to ensure that we're acting to protect the most vulnerable in our midst and to keep each other safe. So to that end, just want to ask you to remember the following steps in the event of some sort of disruption. Please remain calm, await instructions, which we may share with you either by email or text, depending on the situation. Please, please, do not share unverified information. That just breeds more anxiety. Act with the goal of de-escalation and in the spirit of solidarity. I used the word radical respect earlier. Don't heighten interactions in a way that could make things more unsafe for yourself or for others. And look out for the peacekeepers who are here from Chicago, Minnesota, and other volunteers. They're wearing the pink vests. You've seen the folks in the pink vests. And they'll be willing to help out. They'll be at the entrance to the hotel. They're attending to what's happening and helping to de-escalate and keep this a safe place. And then volunteer marshals in the yellow vests who are ready to help guide the flow of traffic and let you know where things are going. If you have any questions or concerns, come by the registration desk, or you can reply to the welcome text you received with a message or an email. Or you can email comms, C-O-M-M-S, @labornotes.org. And I say that just because we have to be aware of the moment that we're in. I don't say that to be a downer. Because it's our joy and our collective power and our collective will and our relationships that are going to carry us through whatever we're going to face and whatever we are facing right now. So let's go to that. So let's hear from our speakers who are going to talk to us about how they use their collective power to begin to create the world that we want and deserve. A lot of rank-and-file movements have pretty decent names. They're mostly descriptive. UAW member action. It's a good name, no disrespect. But there's one rank-and-file movement with a really, really great name. And I'm going to spell it out for you. F. I know where you're going to think I'm going here. U. Still might think I'm going there. N. What's it spell? What's it spell? Yeah. The Federal Unions Network is managing to have some organizing fun despite being under the most vicious union-busting attack we've seen in this country. We love our federal workers because they keep our air and water clean. They send us our tax refunds. They maintain our national parks. They even run our union elections. Here to tell you about fun is Paul Asobede. Paul is a steward with the American Federation of Government Employees, Local 476 at the Department of Housing and Urban Development in D.C. He's on the steering committee for fun. His job at HUD was to fight discrimination in housing. And I say was because a few months ago, this administration fired him for whistleblowing. But like the countless other federal workers, Paul's still fighting and organizing. Paul.
Thank you, thank you. Wow. Yeah, the flattery, it has to stop. It has to stop. Good evening, y'all. I'm so glad to be back here at Labor Notes and with all of y'all. because this labor notes was so crucial to the beginning of the fund. This is how the fund got started. So back in 2022, a small group of federal workers from different agencies met here at Labor Notes. And people don't know this, but that was the first time in history anyone ever had fun. The first time. And we saw that the federal labor movement could be so much bigger and much more powerful, and we wanted to make it happen. So we stayed connected through a humble WhatsApp community of people, rank and file federal unionists nationwide all over the country. And we stayed in touch and learned from each other and built with each other. And then Labor Notes came around again in 2024, and we saw trouble ahead even at that time. We knew that we urgently needed to organize to prepare for the possibility of a second Trump term. And we knew that Labor Notes was who would provide us with the language and the mindset and the tactics for how to do that, and that's exactly what happened. And then, unfortunately, in 2024, we had the election and we entered the hell dimension that we are in right now. But it's very important to say we did not wait for Trump to come hit us. We started organizing immediately because we know that it's up to us to defend the work that we do. It's up to us to protect our air and protect our water. It's up to us to protect our public health. It's up to us to protect our civil rights, and it's up to us to keep the corporations in check. And that is exactly what we've done from all the way back then till now. We started offering discussions and organizing training for federal workers so that organized federal unions and organized workers could be the ones to defend ourselves, the public, everything that we stand for, everything that we're supposed to be protecting. We spoke out constantly in the media. We made sure that we spoke out as union members to challenge all the evil that was being done in our agency's names. We made sure to keep lawmakers informed by whistleblowing and testifying and doing everything that we could to get them off their asses, because that's where they want to stay for some reason. We make sure that we are constantly challenging the fact that we are facing the biggest union-busting campaign in American history. Over 1 million federal workers lost their collective bargaining rights, they lost their union recognition, they lost civil service protections, they lost the workers' rights, the system that was supposed to provide a non-political service where all we were supposed to do is be serving you. That's all we came to work to do, and they wanted to get in the way of doing that. But we did not accept that. I don't accept that now. None of us accept that. And the reason that we don't accept that is because we know we have to stay in the fight. Because it's not a contract that makes us a union. It's not the government recognizing us that makes us a union. We decide whether we're a union. We decide that we commit to stand up for ourselves and for you. And I learned that lesson here at Labor Notes in 2024. That's when I started to understand that it was not going to be lawsuits that were going to save us from the destruction that we're seeing right now. I learned all the way back then that despite the challenges we face, myself, my coworkers, 2 million plus federal workers have everything we need to defend ourselves and the public. And I just want to tell you a little story about what's happened in my life since I came to Labor Notes. As a federal worker, as a civil rights lawyer at HUD, I saw the destruction, I saw the attacks on myself, my coworkers, the mission of our agency to provide equal access to housing, safe housing, affordable housing. That's what we do. And I know that I took an oath when I took that job to protect the public from anybody, including union busters in the White House, including whoever's funding them. It doesn't matter. That's what we signed up to do. And that means being a strong unionist. That is the way to do it. And starting last year when the attacks really ramped up, FUN was there to support me and my coworkers. Our union was there to support all of us. With the help of FUN and our union, we formed a whistleblower team. When we saw all the illegal actions happening, we collectively gathered evidence. We wrote a whistleblower report and picked a congressional champion to help us share it. We made sure that the public knew about it. We made sure that civil rights groups knew about it and could amplify it and answer questions about it. And when we faced retaliation, when we got fired, we did not stop, because they don't get to tell us what our work is. They don't get to tell us whether we have rights or not. That's something we decide, and that's something we defend. And we're still doing that because ultimately the attack on federal workers is an attack on all working people. They're doing it to us so that they can get to all of you, because we're the ones who are responsible for the air and the water, whether there's job protections, whether your union election will go right. They know that the federal government is the model employer. So they understand that better than anybody, and that's why we all have to understand that. When the federal government treats people well, that goes down to everyone. That makes sure that there's a baseline for every worker in this country. And when you have a president that's a union buster, we see what happens. All the bosses out there feel that it's open season on workers, but we're not going to let that happen. Federal workers are not going to let that happen. Federal unions are not going to let that happen. FUN is not going to let that happen. Because we, as still the most dense unionized sector in the federal government, we are a problem for them. We are a problem because we are an organized force for resistance and democracy. That's why they came after us first. And that's why it's been our job to organize, even though they've tried to break us, even though they openly said they wanted to traumatize us. We have refused to quit. We've refused to back down. And ultimately, we need to all understand this more than anything. We have to understand that these attacks are meant to get rid of our power, our collective power. They want to break that. And that's why we have to show them, all of us, that when you come after one of us, you come after all of us. And they're not ready for that at all. So, to close, being here at this time of crisis, is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, because everyone outside of this room is looking for the answer. How do we get out of this mess? And I have to tell you that you are the answer. You're the plan. You're the ones who can do it. By organizing on the shop floor, by waking up our coworkers and our communities and showing them what collective power can do. And that's the only power that's ever going to take on ICE or the billionaires or the union busters and the trash politicians. That's the only way we're going to get there. And that's why I ask you to open your mind to the training and the solidarity that we're all here to experience over the next couple days. And you might leave here transformed like I was 2 years ago, because that's what Labor Notes has done for me. That's what it's done for FUN. And Labor Notes was the spark. And we need so many more sparks out there. And I'm almost done yapping. If you want one thing to take away from this, understand that you can be that spark. That's what this is about. It's time to become that. So I only have one more question. Are you ready to fight and win? Good. I lied. I have one more question. Most importantly, are you ready to have fun? Good. And I'll see you out there, and solidarity forever.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you so much, and thank you for everybody in the FUN Network. So we're going to continue with FUN. Our next speaker is electrician John Kraus. He's a 32-year employee on the bargaining committee of UAW Local 2093 at, got to get the right sheet, at the supplier American Axle. Yeah, you know the story if you've been reading labor notes. Workers are on strike in Three Rivers, Michigan, where they built a campaign focused on raising standards in the parts sector. On Sunday, they'll vote on a tentative agreement after securing the workers' demand of $30 per hour by 2030. Give it up for John. John.
Thank you. How's everybody doing today? Yeah, this is pretty amazing, man. This is great energy in here. We appreciate that. I appreciate being here at the Labor Notes Conference. Lewis had called me and asked me if I'd be willing to speak. He said there was a bunch of people just like me, and I thought, man, that's going to take a while. He said, you got 4 minutes. I said, I better write that down. I'm probably still going to go over 4, but I'll try to make it as quick as possible. My name's John Kraus. I'm with the UAW Local 2093 in Three Rivers, Michigan. And I'm here to tell you a story that every worker in this country deserves to hear. Before I start, I need to give a special thanks to UAW Region 1D team of Frank Hines, Zuck, Dawes, as well as Sean Fain and his strategies team. They're a major part of this story that I'm telling you today. And it's a story of a local that spent over 18 years of being told to sit down, be quiet, and accept less. It's a story of how those workers finally stood up, locked arms, and changed the balance of power inside of American Axle. Over the last decade, this company has generated over $8.4 billion in profits. Over $1 billion of sales per year comes out of our facility alone. While our members struggle to afford groceries, rent, and basic necessities. During the same time frame, the CEO pocketed $111 million, and the top 5 executives made $231 million. Exactly. That's not a business model, that's extraction. And while the executives are cashing checks big enough to buy small countries, some of our members are sleeping in their cars. Not because they lack work ethic, not because they lack pride, but because wages were pushed so low that full-time workers can no longer afford to live. Then we had a tornado come and rip through our small town. Houses, businesses, and lives destroyed. And the company? Silence. They never reached out, not a message, not a call, not a shred of humanity. They were only grateful that it didn't touch their facility. It was the union that reached out to them because we had associates concerned about getting in trouble for not making it to work while they were dealing with life-changing events. The company's response was, we will take the absences under consideration. They backed up their lack of caring by doing nothing in our community. But Local 2093, they put the boots on and hit the ground running and tried helping put the community back together. Yeah. This is what corporate greed looks like in real life. That's what 18 years of suppression looks like. In 2008, we had members watch their wages get cut in half from $29 an hour to $14.50 overnight. We were told we would recover when the company recovered. That day never came. The company recovered, the executives recovered, the shareholders recovered, but the workers, the people that saved the company, were still left behind. Today, after all the sacrifices, Our top wage is $22 an hour. And during our current contract negotiations, the company came in demanding concessions across every article in our contract and a top-out wage of $24 an hour after 4 years. After all we gave the company, they still wanted more from the people that had the least. But here's where the story turns. We had a contract set to expire on May 31st, 2026, and our members were ready. Because we knew something to be true here. We had power. The leverage was ours. In Three Rivers, we build axles for GM's most profitable vehicles that they have out there. They're trucks. We love our trucks in America, and Local 2093 knew that. With no axles, there would be no trucks. So when it came time to take a strike vote, we had over 90% of our membership Over 90% of our membership showed up to vote, and they voted it in at a 98% yes. And 100% of the members walked out. That wasn't just a vote, it was a roar. That was a workforce saying, we remember from 2008 to the present, we remember broken promises, and we are done being silent. This membership demanded no concessions. They demanded a better work-life balance. They demanded more time off. And then came the rallying cry to go above what we lost 18 years ago, $30 by 30. 30 by 30. I'm proud to stand here today and say we have a current TA that we'll be rolling out to our members has met every single one of those demands. Not because the company suddenly found generosity, not because the economy shifted, but because the membership of Local 2093 rediscovered their power. Ladies and gentlemen, Local 2093 lit a signal fire. What started as a fight for our local became a fight for every worker in this country who has been told to settle for less while executives take more. It is a fight for every local that is being ignored, dismissed, or underestimated. It became a fight for every worker who's been told to live to fight another day and your time will come. Well, that time never came, so we took it. And that's why I'm here today at the Labor Notes Conference, because this room understands something that corporate world hopes will never figure out. When workers move together, there's no force in this country that can stop us. Local 2093 is not special because we are lucky. We are not special because we are unique. We are special because we remember who we are. Union. A union that stands up, a union that fights back, a union that wins. We decided to stop playing defense and take on a new approach. We changed how our union fought and how we changed what our union won. I am honored to represent the UAW and the incredible men and women of Local 2093. They showed the labor movement what solidarity looks like in practice, in real time. They showed that courage is contagious, and they showed that when workers decide they have had enough, the world changes. Local 2093 decided this is our moment, this is our movement, and this is what solidarity looks like. So everybody here understands that we're on strike, right? We took that stand and we walked out. And I feel bad that when I'm done up here that we have to head back, because I also stole one of my international reps to come with me today. Okay? And we have a lot going on back at home. But I would like everybody to do something for me today. Just two things. When I say no axles, will you say no trucks? No axles? No trucks. No axles? No trucks. No axles? No trucks. One more thing. When I say we fight, you say we win. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. In honor of my chairman back home that has worked his butt off during this campaign, the last thing you would say after that is, "You're goddamn right." Thank you, Solidarity Forever.
Thanks, John. Thank you, John. Great chant. Great chant. No axles, no trucks. All right. Shelley Moise is from Haiti. He came to this country in 2024. And like so many other immigrants, he got his job where his cousin was working. That turned out to be at JBS, the largest meat packer in the world, in Greeley, Colorado. The workers there speak 57 different languages. Brother Moise only speaks 5 of them. But he's still a pretty good union rep. The JBS workers struck for 3 weeks this winter, and they won. Shelley will tell us how they won. Shelley.
Thank you, guys. So my name is Shelley, and I'm a union rep with UFCW 7. So we represent workers in Colorado and Wyoming in industries like meat packing and groceries. So a little over 2 years ago, I came to this country from Haiti. And like many other immigrants, my first thought was simple. I need to work, I need to pay my bills, and I need to start building a life. So that is how I ended up at JBS in Greeley. It was really one of the fastest ways for me to start working. And I know a lot of immigrant workers know that feeling. You may not know the system yet, you may still be learning English, but you know one thing is that your family is depending on you and you have to work. So when the jobs open the door, you just walk through that door. But very quickly, I learned that JBS was not just a job. JBS was a whole world inside of one plant. You had people from Haiti, Mexico, Central America, East Africa, Southeast Asia, and many other places. You could hear people speaking Haitian Creole, Spanish, Burmese, and basically any language you can imagine. They have different languages, different cultures, but they have the same reason for being there. They want to work hard, and they want to take care of their families. So JBS is a beef plant, and the work is hard. At the plant, it is fast. In some part, it is cold. In some other part, it is very hot. It is loud, and it is very dangerous. The people there, they work with knives, hooks, heavy product, wet floors, and machines. The line keeps moving, and then your body has to keep up. And when people talk about line speed, for you guys, it may sound just like a number. But for people at the plant, line speed is pain in your body, pain in your shoulders, pain in your knees, pain in your back. Line speed is waking up tired, but you still have to go to work because your rent is due and your family needs you. And JBS is not a small company. JBS is one of the giants of meat packing. JBS itself says that it's the number one beef producer in the world. And JBS is also part of what people call the Big Four, which are JBS, Tyson, Cargill, and National Beef. Together, Those 4 companies, they control over 85% of our beef processing. So when the workers recently this year, they stood up to JBS, they did not stand up to just one plant or one manager or one supervisor. They actually stood up to the most powerful companies in the food system. And I think there's something very important to understand about meat packing. This work was not always seen the way it is seen today. There was a time when meat packing was a strong union job, a job that paid well and a job that workers were very proud to have. But over the time, the industry changed. The companies, they moved the plants, they sped up the work, and they make the jobs harder and less secure. And more, they relied on immigrant workers and workers who did not have too many other options. So when people say immigrants do this work, I want people to understand this. The immigrants, they did not make this work bad. The companies did. And then they used the vulnerable workers to keep the system going. And that is why the union matters. Before the JBS strike, I was also part of the Safeway strike in 2025 and the King Super strike in 2025. I was working at JBS, but when workers are on strike, workers show up for workers, and that's what I did. So those 3 strikes did teach me something. They taught me that a strike is not just people standing outside holding picket signs. A strike is a school. It teaches workers who they are. It teaches workers that the company has money, lawyers, managers, but workers, we have something too. What we have is we have each other, right? So, and then came that JBS strike recently this year in March, and we had about 3,800 workers striking the JBS plant in Greeley, Colorado. And like they say before, it was one of the first major meatpacking strike in the country in over 40 years. So we made history. But for every one of us, it was personal. It was about wages. It was about safety. It was about our working conditions. But most importantly, it was about respect. But let me be clear what respect means for us at the plant at JBS. Respect means you do not push people to work dangerous speed. Respect means you do not run the line short and then expect workers to destroy their bodies just to make up for it. Respect means you need to let people go to the bathroom when they need to and stop treating a basic human needs like it is a problem. And respect means that workers should be able to speak up about safety, about their working conditions, without the fear of being retaliated against. Respect means you treat human beings like human beings and not like machines. And I know I don't have a lot of time left. I'll go ahead and be quick with it. I would say that one of the most powerful things that I saw happening at the JBS strike, it was seeing those same workers taking ownership of their strike. We had over 90 people signing up to become strike captain. And when people come and sign to become strike captain, I think it is very beautiful because they are not just saying, I support the strike. What they're saying is, this is my fight and I have responsibility in this. And it was beautiful. And of course, another thing that I will never forget is seeing people from different countries with different cultures, different religion, standing together, saying the same thing and supporting each other. So you could hear different music, different accent, different languages, but it was one fight. And of course, we were in Colorado, so the weather wanted to be part of the strike too. One moment it was cold, then windy, and then the sun came out like nothing happened. I mean, it's Colorado. And that matters because when you talk about the strike after it ends, it sounds powerful, right? But when you're actually outside holding a picket sign and it is cold, it is windy, and you are wondering what is going to happen next, that is when you find out that solidarity, it really means a lot, right? And, I also learned that yes, in any serious fight, we are always going to have people with different opinions, people who think differently. But one thing I know is the workers, they must be heard because they know the fear, they know the system, they know everything that is going inside the plant. And lastly, after the strike, a lot of things changed because the company did not just see those workers differently, the workers see themselves differently. People became So people became more confident, people started to ask more questions, and more workers started to speak up. And most importantly, they started to understand how actually the process works between the union and the company. Because, for me, that was a real victory because wages matters, the language on the contract matters, but also unity matters for these people. And the people being confident in themselves, it matters also. Before I finish, I want to thank our union president, Kim Cordova, who is here with us today. And I also have 5 other workers who are strike captain that are part of the strike also. For them, guys. So today, when I think about the JBS strike, I do not only think about the days that we're outside. I think about what the workers carried back inside with them. They carried back confidence, they carried back unity, and they carried back memory. And they carried back something that I like to call proof. Proof that even workers speaking 57 different languages can become one force when the fight is real. And so yeah, that's it. And that is the message that I want to leave with you guys today. So we were told in Greeley that we were too different, we were too divided, we were too hard to organize. But in Greeley, Colorado, we proved something different. We proved that workers do not need to speak the same language to be on the same side. And so yes, I think if meat packers in Greeley, Colorado can stand up to the giant JBS, then I think anyone, anywhere, any workers can fight back. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Chelly. Thank you so much. Excuse me 1 second while I'm clearing my throat. If our comrades from Minnesota who are going to join the next speakers want to come up. Okay. So I kind of gave it away a little bit, but we want to welcome 2 speakers who are both stewards in the Twin Cities. Yes, that Twin Cities. Their unions were heavily involved, as you know, in the fight this year to keep ICE from kidnapping workers and breaking up families. All right. Let's hear their stories. Ava Lopez is a steward in SEIU Local 26 in Minneapolis. In 2017, Ava and her co-workers became the first cleaners in a big box store to form a union. Now she's vice president of that 8,000-member local, which has been a national example of how to organize immigrant workers. Mara Solis has been an educator for 16 years. She is a fourth-grade teacher and a steward in St. Paul Public Schools. Mara helped create the regional support structure that her union, the St. Paul Federation of Educators, set up to defend immigrant parents and children during Operation Metro Surge. Please welcome Eva Lopez and Mara Solis.
Buenas tardes. Cuando cientos y luego miles de agentes federales invadieron nuestras calles, secuestraron nuestros vecinos y separaron familias y nos aterrorizaron en diciembre del 2025, muchos de nuestros vecinos entraron en pánico, pero por suerte, los miembros del Local 26 ya nos habíamos estado preparando para este momento.
Good evening. When hundreds and later thousands of federal agents invaded our streets, kidnapped our neighbors, separated families, and terrorized us in December of 2025, many of our neighbors began to panic. But fortunately, Local 26 members had been preparing for this moment.
Para ese entonces ya nos habíamos integrado con una coalición llamada Monarca. Monarca capacitó a más de 50,000 personas diariamente para ser observadores legales y pusieron una línea de respuesta rápida al servicio de la comunidad. Los miembros del Local 26 ya habíamos hablado del poder que tenemos como trabajadores inmigrantes y nuestros miembros ya lo habían practicado yendo a huelga hace 2 años. Nuestros miembros, de hecho, estábamos exigiendo a los dueños de los edificios y a nuestros jefes que nos defendieran de ICE.
By that time, we had joined a coalition called Monarca. Monarca trained more than 50,000 people to be legal observers and created a hotline to provide rapid service to the community. Local 26 members had already been talking about the power that we had as immigrant workers, and our members had already practiced striking. This had happened 2 years before. And our members were already demanding that the owners of the buildings and their bosses protect them from ICE.
Por ese tiempo, personalmente estábamos pasando un momento difícil. En ese momento estábamos pasando algo difícil en la familia y teníamos que estar en casa. Debíamos escondernos, sobre todo por nuestra apariencia y porque mi esposo acababa de tener una cirugía de emergencia muy grande y el trato que estos estaban dando a la comunidad, él podía correr mucho peligro. Pero igual tuve la oportunidad de participar atendiendo la línea de Monarca y eso, tuve la oportunidad de participar en la línea Monarca.
That time was personally very difficult. We had to hide, my family and I had to hide in our home because of the risks because primarily of how we looked. My husband was recovering from surgery, and the risk, he would have been at very high risk if he left the house because of how people were being treated. But I still had the opportunity to contribute by being a line operator with Monarca.
Pero incluso con todos los entrenamientos y con todos los talleres que pudiéramos tener, nadie se podía haber imaginado la magnitud de cómo iba a suceder todo eso. Y yo jamás iba a pensar que en mis entrenamientos como delegado sindical me iban a ayudar en ese momento cosas como cómo manejar conversaciones difíciles o cómo organizar acciones en el sitio de trabajo. Iban a ser herramientas fundamentales para yo poder dar la ayuda necesaria en cada llamada.
Even with all of the training and workshops that we had, we never imagined the magnitude of what was going to happen. And I never, ever thought that my training as a union rep, things like how to hold difficult conversations or how to organize workplace actions, would become fundamental tools to help me with every call.
Cuando ICE asesinó a René Good, los miembros del local 26 convocaron a una reunión de emergencia. En esa reunión, 200 líderes del sindicato le dijeron a nuestros líderes que estábamos listos para abandonar el trabajo.
When ICE murdered Renee Good, Local 26 leaders held an emergency meeting and told our leaders that we were ready to walk off the job.
Muchos de nosotros ya estábamos perdiendo trabajo individualmente, así que necesitábamos que el sindicato lo hiciera una acción colectiva. Nuestros líderes nos escucharon claramente y rápidamente formaron una coalición de sindicatos, de organizaciones de derechos humanos y de otros grupos comunitarios, y 3 días después anunciaron enero 23 como el día de no escuela, no trabajo y no compras.
Many of us were already missing work individually, and we needed our union to turn it into a collective action. Our leaders listened to us and heard our message loud and clear, and they quickly formed a coalition of unions, human rights organizations, and community organizations that 3 days later announced that January 23rd would be a day of no school, no work, no shopping.
Pasamos los siguientes 10 días hablando con nuestros compañeros que estaban aterrorizados, escondidos en casa, sobre que era mucho mejor unirnos en la lucha que permanecer en casa con miedo.
We spent the next 10 days convincing our coworkers who were terrorized that it was better to raise our voice together than to be terrorized at home.
Pero esto no nada más estaba afectando a los inmigrantes. Podíamos ver cómo vecinos no inmigrantes andaban en las calles ahuyentando a los vehículos de ICE y trayendo bolsas con comida para las personas que se estaba agotando su despensa.
It wasn't just the immigrants. We saw how our non-immigrant neighbors were out in the streets chasing off ICE vehicles and helping to distribute bags of food to help those of us who were running out of supplies.
Y así poco a poco, tiendas, iglesias, museos y vecinos, todos nos unimos y nos dimos, todos nos unimos para anunciar la huelga y podíamos darnos cuenta que no estábamos solos.
So little by little, stores, churches, museums, our neighbors announced that they were joining us. We were not alone.
Cuando finalmente llegó el 23 de enero, hacía un frío tremendo, 20 grados bajo cero. Era tan frío que las lágrimas se podían congelar en las mejillas. Las carreteras estaban vacías, las escuelas estaban cerradas y 100,000 habitantes de Minnesota inundaron el downtown un viernes a las 2 de la tarde, listos para paralizar las Twin Cities.
When January 23rd came, it was freezing. It was 20 degrees below zero, so cold that your tears would freeze on your cheeks. The freeways were empty, schools were closed, and 100,000 Minnesotans flooded downtown a Friday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, ready to shut the Twin Cities down.
En ese momento era difícil ver lo que ahora está claro. La huelga del 23 de enero devolvió el equilibrio de poder a nuestras manos. Y las grandes corporaciones que habían permanecido calladas se vieron obligadas a hablar.
In that moment, it was hard to see what is now clear. The massive strike on January 23rd shifted the balance of power back into our hands, and the big corporations that had remained silent during the entire invasion were forced to speak out.
Se calcula que aproximadamente 340,000 habitantes de Minnesota se unieron a la huelga ese día.
Approximately 340,000 Minnesotans went on strike that day.
¿Quieren más? Poco después, Kristi Noem fue despedida.
A little bit after that, Kristi Noem was fired.
Y Greg Bovino también fue despedido.
And Greg Bovino was fired.
2 agentes de ICE, hasta el momento, porque faltan, también han sido arrestados por la violencia que usaron en Minnesota.
2 ICE agents, so far, because there will be more, have been arrested for the violence that they committed in Minnesota.
Y las tácticas de terror que ICE utilizaba de pueblo en pueblo también fueron terminadas.
And the terror tactics that they were using from city to city have ended.
Todavía tenemos muchas luchas por delante y ICE todavía sigue en nuestras comunidades, pero podemos reconocer que el poder de los trabajadores es una fuerza más grande que Trump y que ICE.
We still have a lot of struggles ahead, and ICE is still present in our communities. But we have to recognize that worker power is a force greater than Trump and ICE.
Quiero agradecer a los miles de inmigrantes en Minnesota que se negaron a ser arrestados.
I want to shout out the thousands of immigrants in Minnesota that refused to be arrested.
A los operadores de la línea de respuesta rápida, a los observadores legales, a los patrulleros en las calles defendiendo a nuestros vecinos, grabando testimonios y brindando ayuda a todas las víctimas, aún exponiendo su vida.
I want to thank the line operators, the observers, the patrollers who were out in the streets defending our neighbors, taking eyewitness recordings, and supporting victims putting their own lives on the line.
Y a cientos de minocetanos cuya solidaridad y sacrificio salvaron a muchas familias y vidas.
All of the people who showed their solidarity and prevented the loss of thousands of lives.
Minocetanos. Gracias.
Thank you.
El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. 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 El miedo de decir que éramos parte de esa lucha nunca se va a terminar.
Thank you. My students love graphic novels and making rubber band bracelets, and they are obsessed with soccer. And every day I tell them that I come to school not because I love books or not because I love math, but because I love them. And it's true. I do love books. I'm okay with math, but I go to school because I love them. And they believe me. Because it's true. The language used by our federal government about my students and their families is disgusting and dehumanizing. The white supremacists running our federal government routinely say things like, immigrants are poisoning the blood of our country. Boo! That's right. Trump used exaggerated allegations of fraud in the Somali community in Minnesota to justify invading our state. The terror that ensued this winter was called Operation Metro Surge, which resulted in thousands of families separated by ICE and Border Patrol. The Department of Homeland Security called it the largest immigration enforcement operation ever carried out. Teachers are naturally doers. We are planners and organizers. In January of 2025, a year before Metro Surge, I and other members of my union, the St. Paul Federation of Educators, started organizing an immigrant defense committee with the assumption that we would need to defend our students from the federal government. We anticipated that family separations would be used as a weapon against immigrant communities. And as teachers, we were uniquely positioned to take action. No one is coming to save us. We keep us safe. I started losing kids in my classroom in December of 2025. Parents were keeping kids home because bus stops and parent pickup were unsafe. The reports and rumors and the fear that caused were intense and pervasive. Every week, my students came with new reports of family members being harassed or picked up on their job sites. One of my students, W, lives about a mile away from school. One day in December, his mom called me with a trembling voice, asking me not to put her son on the afternoon bus. When I asked if she wanted me to put him in parent pickup, she said that she wouldn't be able to pick him up either, because as she explained, La Migra was waiting outside her home. I offered to take him home. As I dropped him off at the back door, I saw the shiny black Ford Expedition with tinted windows parked outside the busy street by their house. By the middle of January, 2/3 of my class were learning online from home. Many families wouldn't leave their homes for months. No one is coming to save us. We keep us safe. ICE started invading our city in November. It was clear we needed to make a plan on how to protect our community. In early December, Leah, our union president, called for a meeting of member leaders to collectively make a plan on how we would respond as a union. You may have heard of a red lines exercise, wherein members define what line you are unwilling to let be crossed. We decided what our red lines were: ICE at schools and our students being abducted. Having the decision-making meeting prior to the surge clarified the structures we would need in place in order to move our members into action. When Renee Good was murdered by an ICE agent on January 7th, our community was galvanized into action. We organized a tiered communication structure called regional pods. We modeled our ICE outwork similarly to how we structure a strike. Leaders in each building and regional leaders who work together to cover the city. We also recognized that educators alone could not protect our school communities and built an external support structure with parents and community members. Each school had parent captains to work with our educator captains. Together, we protected our school communities. No one is coming to save us. We keep us safe. It was through the pod structure that we were able to provide school patrols, groceries, carpools, laundry, DOPA clinics. DOPAs are delegation for parental authority, like a power of attorney. Paying rent and utilities, fun packs for kids sheltering at home, hygiene packs, constitutional observer trainings, at-home notary services, rides to medical appointments and immigration court, helping people find their detained family members, and connecting people to legal services. We also participated in marches and rallies every week in the frigid cold, including January 23rd, the one-day statewide economic blackout to protest ICE. It was 21 degrees below zero and 100,000 people turned out. Our union was one of the first to endorse January 23rd. We did not take this lightly. Endorsing a one-day strike risked our union's charter, but we knew that educators taking a stand mattered. We were not alone, and we were on the right side of history. No one is coming to save us. We keep us safe. That's right. In Minnesota, our resistance has deep roots. From the 1862 Dakota resistance to the first teacher strike in the U.S. history, led by St. Paul teachers in 1946. The American Indian Movement, founded in Minnesota in 1968, and the Black Liberation Movement all the way up to the George Floyd uprisings in 2020. We are humbled by our small but so necessary place in this long legacy of resistance. We understand that we are part of a bigger legacy of fighting authoritarian government. We are part of a bigger legacy of keeping us safe. No one is coming to save us. We are... That's right. We are living in an authoritarian state, and we can't wait for systems to keep us safe. We know this from the labor movement. We are the bulwark against any attacks to our community. Labor unions have always been at the center of the anti-fascist movement. Normal people like you and me, just normal fourth grade teachers, can be leaders in this movement. Yeah. The movement is large. There's room for everyone, to be a part of the whole. Even at times when the whole world feels against you, with the rage and sorrow and mourning and hope, it all gets channeled into the fight and resistance and yields something. It yields the world we wish to see. We keep us safe.
Thank you to all of our speakers. I am deeply moved. Now to build on the spirit of defiance, solidarity, and the promise to win a better world, we're going to invite Michael Laslett to come up and lead us in song. Michael.
I'm going to teach you two songs that come from the Minnesota Resistance. I beg permission from our comrades in Minnesota to allow me to teach you these two songs. I'm from Seattle, where we were incredibly inspired like all of you were. We are not afraid. We are not afraid. We will live for liberation. 'Cause we know why we were made. We are not afraid. We are not afraid. We will live for liberation, 'cause we know why we were made. I'm being louder up here than all of you out there. You got to sing a little bit louder. We are not afraid. We are not afraid. We will live for liberation, 'cause we know why we were made. We are not afraid. We are not afraid. We will live for liberation, 'cause we know why we were made. A little bit of harmony. We are not afraid. We are not afraid. We will live for liberation, 'cause we know why we were made. One more time. We are not afraid. We are not afraid. We will live for liberation, 'cause we know why we were made. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to change your mind. Show us your courage. Show us your courage. Leave this behind. Leave this behind. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to change. And you can join us here anytime. And you can join us here anytime. Here we go. It's okay to change your mind. Show us your courage. Leave this behind. It's okay to change your mind, and you can join us here anytime. Again, it's okay to change your mind. Show us your courage. leave this behind. It's okay to change your mind, and you can join us here anytime.
Phew, again. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michael, so much. Music, art, poetry, theater. With that, we critique the world as given, and we make our new world visible and felt through the arts. Labor Notes is delighted to once again join with the Great Labor Arts Exchange this weekend, and we're going to invite Ricardo Levins Morales to tell us more about it. Ricardo.
Is labor in the house? Is solidarity in the house? Is power in the house? 50 years engaging and organizing for solidarity and for justice have taught me that there are basically two kinds of organizing. The kind that places story and awareness of narrative at its heart in terms of the levels of tactics and strategy and vision, and the kind that hasn't figured it out yet. Because to organize a workplace or any group of people, you need to figure out what story the workers or the community believes that they are living in, so that you can shift it toward educated unity, power, and solidarity. In Minnesota this winter, we participated in a massive clash of narratives over who is human. And there were all kinds of organizing that took place in this struggle, but underlying it all was the structure of this clash between narratives. And the power shift goes hands in hand with narrative shift. In narrative shift, it's language, it's image and cartoon and song and poem, call and response, rank and file theatrics and creativity, the kinds of communication that get past the mental roadblocks that keep people unresponsive or hostile. A creatively inspired rank and file is a force to reckon with. Here at Labor Notes, thanks in large part to the presence of the Great Labor Arts Exchange, there are opportunities to learn, and there are workshops, there are gatherings around cartooning, open mics, creative tactics training, song swaps, and performances. Organizing is a trickster practice because we're always up against more powerful forces. So pick up some tricks while we are here this weekend and take them home and start shifting the power. Joe Hill, the labor leader who lost his life to the copper bosses in Utah early in the last century, said that no worker ever went back to his factory, shift, humming the speech that he heard that day. But if you put it in rhythm and rhyme and structure, it'll be sticking in their head for weeks.
Which is also to say, make sure you check out the schedule for the Great Labor Arts Exchange and get yourself there as well. So once again, let's give it up for all of our speakers and performers. Okay, we've got a great weekend ahead. We've got the World Cup. We've got the NBA Finals. And we've got building union power so that we can build the world that we want. Let's go out and do it. Have a great weekend. Thank you all.